Mr Chairman, I think that speech that the Minister's just given has really confirmed that actually this is not about caring for Canterbury's water. It is not about caring for our natural resources. It's not looking to the future and having a democratic base for our decision making in regards to our environmental concerns. It's all about politics. Mr Chairman, doesn't the Minister have to be in the chair at the time of the Committee of the House debate?
Well, I'm not going to be that difficult. The Minister wants to get a glass.
It's all right. The Minister's able to resume his seat now. And Mr Chairman, I think that's a great tragedy, actually, that when we have such... that is a tragedy too, but when we have such an important issue as the future of Canterbury's water management, that the Minister has decided just to play pure politics on the basis of him for the short period in his life, not as short as the period of life when he served as deputy leader to his party, admittedly, but for the short period of his life, has the responsibility to be Minister for the Environment. I was also very interested in the contribution from the Member of Parliament for Rangitata, who talked about in fact, she was deeply offensive in respect to her comments before she took a call about Joe Kane, an elected regional councillor, and I don't think that's appropriate, frankly, to make derogatory comments about elected members when they're not able to have their right of redress in this House. But she talked about how hard Alec Neil had worked. Alec Neil, who used to be a national member of Parliament, didn't last very long in this House. He seemed to come and go as part of a revolving door syndrome, actually. He's just been elected as the chair of Environment Canterbury, and what does his own party do to him? They sack him. Sack him. He's a National Party member. He's a former member of this House, and they've just sacked him. He said, and I quote from today's Timaru Herald, Chairman Alec Neil said he was hugely disappointed with the government's decision. That's pretty strong from Alec Neil, actually. He went on to say, a council is elected for 3 years. These changes will put through 6 or 7 commissioners appointed by the government who have no democratic accountability. And that's the point, Minister. This is about a democratic right that we have as residents in Canterbury to elect our regional councillors, and then they will manage the issues that they're mandated to manage. The Minister, in his contribution, also made a lot of play about how we were at last going to have the statutory ability to manage Canterbury's water. And in this very part that we are debating, Mr Chairman, part 1 in the purpose, the Minister makes this fantastic commitment to the Canterbury water management strategy by requiring in the law for commissioners to have due regard to vision and principles of the Canterbury water management strategy. Mr Chairman, that is about as motherhood and apple pie as you can get. Where is the statutory base for operationalising the Canterbury water management strategy? Where is it in the purpose of the bill? Having appointed commissioners who will have regard to the vision and principles of the Canterbury water management strategy will not progress that strategy forward one step. And yet the Minister says that's what it's all about. He said we had years and years and weren't able to enact provisions, and now his big chance has come and he's stuffed it up big time. Not one word in this law about a statutory requirement for the committees, not one word in the purpose about a requirement to implement the strategy. Perhaps that's because the strategy is still out for public comment. The Minister could make a reasonable excuse for his inability to deliver on a statutory provision for the implementation of the Canterbury water management strategy. If he chose, that would be a good one. I'd give the Minister the opportunity to use that as an excuse. But actually he could say, on completion of the Canterbury water management strategy, it will be implemented, and he could outline the provisions. Nowhere in this bill does it give the people of Canterbury any more security in the future of their water than we had last week.